Yeah, so I have also joined through phone. So now you are able to hear me? Okay, good. So let me quickly brief you. I mean, I think I've still 3 members in the conference, but I think we can wait for a couple of more minutes for more people to join. In between, I'll walk you through the agenda what I have right now. So if you see this screen, I have put up some of the agenda for this today's webinar, and basically, I mean, a lot of startup and tech people have to go through these entire steps for evolving their product or solutions. So I thought let me today put a very specific webinar on discussing what all challenges generally the startups and tech firms, the small and medium tech firms have in terms of evolving their marketing strategy and marketing plan. So when you see this, I wanted to have a collaborative discussion in terms of what kind of marketing challenges you all face. So I'm looking for interactive discussion. However, from my side, I have put certain points here. So if you see, these are some of the strategic points we should know before we actually start looking for our solution rollout, our product rollout. So the points like where and what are the market scope. These are some of the very important aspects we should know, and what are the firm market size and what kind of addressable market size to be aspired for. So I mean, everybody to product they try to address some market, and they should also know in the overall market what is the addressable market, right? So what market actually on which they can go for, or they have the opportunity to be addressed to their product and solution. So people generally know about overall market, but somehow they sometimes may not be able to find out what are their addressable market. So that is the reason I have put it here. And then the segment focus and all those things we should also know. And once you have the segment characteristics, then you have to find out how to strategically position into the target market and how to communicate to your target market. And then once you have the entire clarity into your ecosystem, then it comes that with whom to partner and how to develop the further ecosystem, and then what kind of prospects exist and what kind of customer segments. And then some of the products and solutions are very B2B, and it need to be customized as per the customer needs. So there also the 5 and 12 comes. So in nutshell, these are the points I thought I will discuss with you people in a collaborative way. So I look forward from your opinion also, where and what aspects you face the challenges, so that we can we can brainstorm on certain things and can find out the right practices which a product company, new product company and tech startups have. Exactly. Okay, so I think with this I will go to my slides. So in slides also, if you see, this is like second webinar with Meetup. We created this group particularly for the tech startups and tech SMB firms to discuss the marketing aspects and other the business development challenges. So this is the second aspect. This is the second meetup I'm hosting in this group. Earlier we did on 22nd, but I found that many of our members are not able to in-person present due to logistic challenges and traffic challenges. So this time we kept on a webinar mode so that most of the people were able to attend it. So if you see, I have divided this presentation into 3 sections. One is the strategic marketing aspects, and then going forward, I have another miniature section that is for the quick trends in some of the technology area, which on which some of the entrepreneurs and founders may be already working on, and then the last one is the Q&A session, where I look forward to listen from you guys also. What are the challenges that at present you are facing, and or what are your plan you have for the marketing strategies are concerned. So again, I'm repeating some of the strategic question. I think you should have, most of you must have somehow encountered with these questions, or some of you must have addressed these questions. So do you have a strategic view of your business? Do you have a firm database strategy for your products and solution? And do you have firm definition and structure of your market? Do you have firm market size for your product and solution? Do you have year-on-year visibility for your market opportunity and challenges? Do you know how much deep your product solution lies into red ocean and blue ocean? Do you have a strategic positioning and coordinates for your product and solution? You have firm business model and disrupting impact in market. So it's not only important to have a firm business model, so how it's going to impact the market, that also you should know. You have a strategic perspective of your customers. You have firm go-to-market and business development plans. So these are some of the areas which I try to cover into my presentation, how a product company or solution company should go about it. But I think most of my members here are either into some stage of their product development or product management, or even whatever solution they are working on. So I think at some stage of time they must be encountering with these other questions. So I think they should work towards replying to these questions, because these questions are very important, because it will be the foundation for your future success. So when I see, let me go to next slide. Let me walk you through the couple of data, because many of you must be serial entrepreneurs, and many of you have the thorough experience in some of the areas, some of the data which I'm going to project you. But still, I'd like to walk you through this. There's a small statistics I got from a Small Business Administration, SBA. It's a US statistic. So about 600,000 new businesses per year have started in US, and only about 2% of startups are able to attract VC funding. And even in the well-funded organization, more than 95% fails to give projected return on investments. So whatever term sheet you sign with the VCs, you project the return on ROI year and year and quarter ROI. So from that perspective, 95% of the startups fail to deliver on whatever has been committed to their investors and stakeholders financially. And then the percentage, you see the next point, that is 30 to 40% of high potential US startup fails to the extent of liquidation. So there is very high percentage, And in overall, yesterday also we were listening to a couple of VCs, and they said on overall the failure rate is high in tech sector. So this is not to discourage you guys, but what the statistics said, I was just projecting it here, and this is really alarming. And most of the failures happen in first 2 to 3 years. So we have to be very cautious in the starting stage of the company. So I've done further pinpointing, couple of data which shows where are the mistakes or what are the major regions for failure. So I have prioritized, there are I think 20 parameters tracked here, 20 regions tracked here. This is the data I've used for the CB insights. But the top 13 I have listed here. So this top 13 all points towards the single pointers, somehow it is linked with the marketing side of this. So the first the 42%, if you see, it's linked with the no market need. That means in excitement we launch some product or some solution which actually does not require in market. So that is the thing we have to tackle first. So the tackling problem that is interesting to solve rather than to solve the market need. So it is exciting to see the new products launched in market. But yeah, I mean, whether it's going to be acceptable in market, that we need to be checking before actually we move into investment phase into that product. So a new thing is good to have, but we have to also see whether it's going to be accepted in market or not. So 42% is a major chunk, and then another 19 to 20% they are saying that competition knowledge is very important. So since the correct competition knowledge is not there, so that around 19% of the firms fail. Cost issue, the pricing generally are black box. So you have to also research on what should be the competitive pricing and what should be the the pricing acceptable pricing in the market. So if you have not done the homework properly on the pricing side, then probably it may be a reason for failure. So to our product, of course, we mostly focus on the product side, but still sometimes what happens that the market feedback may not be properly incorporated into product development. So the market feedback and the voice of customer need to be properly captured and properly accounted into your product, incorporated in product. So lack of business model is another major reason. 70% are saying that lack of business model because you have to be an scalable and profitable business model. So before you actually go for rolling out your business model, you need to be into simulation mode to find out what's the chances of success and acceptability of this model, and the model needs to be revisited with time also, right? And poor marketing is 14%. So these is all what we generally give most of the time once our products are ready to market it. So that most of the time goes in marketing, and it attributes even attributes 14% of reason for the failure. So like point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, and point number 4, and point number 5. These are the major contributors, and these are the strategic points. The marketing is a daily process, a regular process. That has also a role in failure, but yeah, it has 14%. But rest of the things you see, these are like a 1 time to 2 time or maybe maximum 3 time exercise, but it has significant role in making your product and solution success. Any question at any point in time, you can chat me. I'm on the phone bridge also. If you can able to speak over there, I can listen to that also. But I have kept last slot of my session at Q&A session, where I would like to listen your questions also. So I have interacted, and many of you have also interacted to investors. So some of the investor perspective and analyst perspective I have captured in this slide. And these are like one of the investor, most talking things to me as an investor is the lack of market and customer knowledge that exists with many entrepreneurs. The next one, I can't even tell you that the number of times I have interacted with CEO of startups and they have so product focused that they have not even spoken with potential customers. They have the vision to develop a new product concept and jump right into the development stage. We do not even shortlist a firm for funding if they have not done a structured market research. Though this, I was talking to one of the Boston and East Coast VC. So he said, very few of the startup firms submit their detailed market research while sending their proposal to VC. So that happens to be a cause of rejection. So evidence-based scalable business model is key criteria for investing in startups. So you have to show the evidence to your investors that the business model is going to work. So evidence collection should be given a priority. It's not only convincing your startup, but convincing your team also that yes, the data and the proof shows, the evidence shows that this business model is going to work. So what's happened in a big tech firm, there is a dedicated program and a budget for market research, and however, same kind of a structured market research program and analyst relations are not into consideration of many tech firms. No tracking and alignment critically with shifting markets. So that's also very important. One of the reasons because many of the firms are not able to pivot, right? So that leads to the failure in the long term. So you have to have in alignment mode with the market and changing dynamics. So, the last point I'm saying that if a tech firm has failed, that doesn't mean the technology has failed, right? So most of the time, approach to our market has failed, rather the technology. So that's most of the analysts say. Of course, some of the technology you might be also knowing that they have not done well. But in the same technology sector, some of the companies have done well, and some of the companies still not performing to that level. So that is like that differentiation is the approach to as a market. Due to that, this thing happens. So I've noted down how to approach towards strategic marketing. So if you have the strategic marketing in place, it's like creating a predictive business scenario. So a new product and solution launch requires strategic planning, starting with market research. So market research, I will say, should be one of the key initial steps for you. Identifying pockets of opportunity in emerging tech markets. Now, today the market is touched with words like artificial intelligence, deep learning, big data analytics, but those are like bigger pillar of the opportunity. Now, you may be starting or you may having the focus in one aspect of the entire landscape. So it's very essential to identify the pockets of opportunity, and in that pocket of opportunity, where is the suitable place for you that needs to be identified. So that will come through analyzing industry structure and competitive landscape of your target market. And then, of course, many of you may be aware that once you have the target market, then probably you have to do the SWOT analysis to not only the SWOT analysis, other competitive mining, intelligence mining tool also we have to use because knowing the competition is very important. And you have seen in the previous slide that lack of competition knowledge is another major reason for failure. Estimating market size, that is very, very, very important because most of the people play with and plan their roadmap and plan their investment plan based on overall market. So if Gartner says that 100 million is in a particular sector, that doesn't mean that you are going to fit with 100 million of opportunities. So depending on what opportunity you have selected for future pursuing in your product and solution, you have to do your own market sizing, right? So these big analyst firms, they give the very high level of market size, and you should not only start with that. Of course, that is a good point to start with, but you should not be dependent on that, right? So customer requirement and demand, to find out whether you are going to be in a blue ocean or red ocean, and maybe the mix of both, and what goes into blue, what goes into red, that are very important. Then evolving products and solution customization strategy as per light market. So Mark, if you are into B2C space, then also you may have to do little bit customization and depending on your segments. And if you are into B2B space, then I think customization is the key requirement over there, because every customer, and particularly if you are adjusting to big accounts, then they have the different requirements. And evolving and validating a scalable and profitable business model. That is, validation at every point is very important. And positioning, I think, is also very important. It's like, if you go through the streets, there are lights glowing on across the street, and the darker side. If you find if a street lamp is positioned to the highest point of the pole, then the area to which it's lightened, and to get lightened are very big. But if it is on a small fence, then it's only lightened a small area. So I'm trying to say that your firm positioning, your product positioning is very similar to this light pole example what I gave. If you position at a very top level, then it's going to capture to bigger market and bigger area, right? So go-to-market plans, ecosystem development, then the business development, promotional, sales activity. So these like flow. It comes in flow. So I think the top 4 or 5 steps are as important as like bottom 4 or 5 steps. So what I'm highlighting, market research. So market research will guide you through all processes, right? So be it identifying the pockets of opportunity, analyzing the industry structure and competitive landscape, and finding and doing the SWOT analysis with the existing peer, estimating my market size, capturing customer requirements and demands, and evolving the product features. Functional requirements will also come through the market research. And market research will validate your business model. Market research will give you insight on your positioning. Market research will find out how to evolve your ecosystem and how to partner with various players. And then market research, based on market research data, you can have a go-to-market plan and business development plan. So in nutshell, I always say market research should be a start point. It is like a navigator. In a car, we generally travel with the navigator nowadays. And even when I'm not driving, I use my Google map in my mobile. Nowadays, even I know the way out. I rely on the database reasoning nowadays. So I use the Google navigator. Even I know the ways. And even I know the streets. Then also I use the Google navigator region, because it guides you to the correct path without mistake, and it takes you the shortest possible time. So market research is like a navigator. You switch it on when you start your journey, and it takes you to the correct destination. That's my message regarding the market research importance. So now, I think by this time, many of you have already done some market research or in process of doing it, and I think by listening to my presentation, you now start giving importance to market research for your product and solution. But where are the constraints? I do understand there are constraints with small firms and as far as the market research concerned. The reason because most of the market research activity done by founders and CEO in the DIY mode. And that's fair enough. I appreciate that they should build their understanding of the industry. But the thing is, going forward, there should be formal analyst relations. So that should not be missing because it's a startup, it's a new company, small company. So analyst relation, like bigger companies have, that should not miss in a startup setup. So another constraint I see that big market analyst firm like Gartner, IDC, Forrester, for them, startup and mid-segment tech firms are not focused. So that is a big constraint. And that's the reason I'll tell you, because I happen to work both with IDC and Gartner, and my founding partners were also member of this reputed two analyst firms like Gartner, IDC. So we know the pain points. Their focus is always the bigger accounts like Microsoft, IBM, SAP, and HP kind of accounts, and they don't give strategic focus to our SMB. So identifying these constraints of the startup and the small tech firms, we myself along with my founding partners founded the Star Consulting Services Inc. in US and in India. We have inaugurated as a COE to address startup challenges and to purely focus towards this segment, the startup and SMB tech market, because they are being not assisted by the bigger analyst firms like Gartner and IDC. And even some of the data of the Gartner and IDC may be useful to you, your firm, but it leaves you at very high level, right? That is the biggest challenge. So generic and high-level market data given by big data analyst firms are not at actionable level. Now you have to roll out the product. You have to invest into it. You need the market data and market feedback at critical junctures, like before launching it, before positioning it, before doing the pricing decision, before knowing how your competition. So everywhere you need the market intelligence, right? So you need a partner who can provide you those kind of intelligence. And for any so these big analyst firms are costly also. They are very costly. So we thought, we will give a economical alternative to the smaller firms. Another thing. See, the engagement model followed by big analyst firms may not be agile. They have their own methodology. They come with that. They will not listen to you. So if you want agile or mini research, market research done, they will not be even interested, to align with you. So that is another challenge, because they come with their own, policy, their process and setup. So the agility will not be there to, help you out as per your own term and conditions. So every market research firm gives their own forecast and data, and completely different and not matching with any other analysis. So if you see the reports, you pay so much of money for downloading the report from Gartner, Forrester, and IDC, and you find at the end of the day they are different. They are saying different figures. So you get confused. So ultimately your problem is not solved, and you are into mode of confusion. So we are not like, we take the customize and we don't confuse, right? So whatever the question you have, we actually address that instead of confusing. So keeping these constraints and requirements of tech firms, we have evolved a BDAS framework with higher because a market research and a strategic marketing having a higher contribution into success of a tech firm. So BDAS framework is business development as a service. This is an integrated framework which actually delivers you right from market research to the identifying the opportunity, to the market side in your sector, to the positioning you in the right sector, to finding to aligning you with the ecosystem, and to doing and evolving a business development plan for you, go-to-market plans for you, and then even taking to the doors of some of the big customers. So that's how. And during this market research work itself, we share a lot of intelligence with you. Where could be the probable big ticket opportunity for you? So some of the leads get generated, but we essentially do not say that BDAS is a lead generation mechanism or framework. We say it's a holistic framework, an integrated framework. Throughout the BDAS, you will have sometimes the leads also coming to your funnel. So if you see this, the three layer of it, what is the strategy framework, marketing framework, and business development framework. So in the strategy framework, we generally do the market research and opportunity analysis for you. Then we evolve go-to-market strategy for you. And this is like what what we are saying is generally it is standard one. You have to actually. I mean, it's my advice. You have to follow this sequence only. So this is not like I'm promoting my services here. Rather, I'm suggesting you that these are the standard sequences which you should follow. Whether I'm involved into your an advisory role or not, that is not important. But what I'm suggesting that these are the sequences which you should follow. So product and solution positioning are very important. You know how you're positioning to CTO, CIO, or you are just positioning to some IT manager, and with what problem you'll go to them, with what pain point solution you'll go with them. Those are things are very important. Those are the beginnings of the game. So if you have to strategically position in a game, then you have to you have to identify where you want to be in the target accounts or target customers. Marketing communication is very important, but we help in identifying the important components of marketing communication. But we are not essentially a marketing communication company. We only advise what is required for keeping in view the entire flow of the strategic marketing system. And ecosystem development, many of you will not be working alone. You will be working with partners, and you will be needing a channel partners. You will be needing the system integrators help. So we can help you out in aligning with them. And then the last one is essentially the business development. So we can do the account research for you, account level research for you. That is account mapping, the prospect development, business requirement analysis, business proposal, so large deals. So what's happening that if you are into B2B market, so you have to focus with the large accounts, and before submitting the proposal, you have to do a lot of research, on what are the customer requirements, and then how to address that customer requirements through the solution. So we can help there also. So we develop business of customers through our services framework called BDAS. So that's the one reason we wanted to give you integrated framework. It's in next slide, it's further developed. And it's again, I'm saying that this is the standard steps you should follow. Whether we are associated with you or not, that doesn't matter, but this is our advisory that these are the standard steps which should be followed. So you should have I'm repeating same thing. If you have to address where and what are the market scope, if this question needs to be addressed, then you have to do market research. It may be primary, it may be secondary. So what you will get the output is market analysis report. So it will be first component of the report should be quali, or maybe a combination of quali and quanti. When it comes the second question, what are the firm market size? So this again the part of market research. The market research should answer this question. It should give you market size report, which is a quanti data. Quanti means it's a hardcore number. And then next question is what to be aspired for and envisioned for. So how much market you should aspire for, right? So basically this is your addressable market size, and then it all depends on your go-to-market, your how much blue ocean you want to fulfill, how much pie you want to get from your competitors. So here the entire go-to-market will reply you, and this go-to-market will have some numbers as well as some qualitative analysis also, right? So addressable market, knowing your addressable market is also very important, and where your competitors are right now in terms of market size, that is also very important. So these all questions are getting answered through market research. Then even the next question, market segments to focus and its characteristics, how to position. So characteristics of your market segment is also, see, if some analyst has said that going forward, 5 billion opportunity is there in a particular data analytics solution, but that is okay, that is good to drive, but we should know the characteristics. So when I say characteristics of the market, I mean how it is going to be there in next 6 months, next 1 year, next 2 years. what are the challenges and risks going to come into that market. So that statistics analysis should be also done. So market research will address this question also. And based on that, the entire go-to-market strategy will be prepared. And then this market communication I already discussed, and the ecosystem development, whom to partner with, and what is the ecosystem development strategy. That is also very important, which comes to your channel development plan and your other partner network plan. So when you come to the further down, then your market research will target you to the next execution level. That is execution level where you now start figuring with the target customer, target accounts. So I know this account-based mapping is only required for the B2B production solution. In B2C, maybe in some cases you may be requiring if you are addressing to some channels. So what are the business potential and prospects? Then again, this need to be also gathered through your market intelligence. And as I said, in B2B accounts, there may be some requirement differentiation across the accounts. So that also we should gather. And then even in the product development, we should anticipate, we should take the feedback of the customers and your future customer accounts. And for that, you have to prepare the specifications as per the current and in the architecture as per the customer requirements. Then in some of the accounts, you may be going through the proposal mode and RFP mode, so those things I have written here. So definitely a market here, the research will be kind of ongoing process depending on what opportunity you are trying to address in what account. So this is the, kind of a stepwise details of the framework. So I'm going to map here how this framework is going to address the pain points and the regions which I discussed for the failures. We have actually shown here how we are going to address it. So when we say no market need, so that attributed 40% of the region for the failure. So thorough market research is going to remove these kind of failures, because market research is for finding the market need, whether market need is there or not. Then second number, the 19% of the failure region will again get addressed by a very structured market research, which brings intelligence about your competition and entire market space. Then the pricing cost issues, which are another 18, which contributes to 18% of the failure parameters. So again, the market research will help you in finding out the intelligence of pricing and cost. Poor product market research will bring the feedback from your customers and bring the market requirement to your product development team. So this will also contribute to improving on your product functionality. That is 17%, which contributes 17%. Lack of business model, I said market research will be able to find out or simulate for you what kind of business models are acceptable in market. So this also addresses 17% of the failure region. So poor marketing, as far as the marketing process are concerned, the BDAS framework which we designed actually addressed the process lacuna of any company, any tech firm in addressing the marketing side of the function. Ignored customer is found at a 14% region for the failure. So we do believe if you follow a methodological process, then customer requirements cannot and voice of customer cannot be ignored. And the timing, in the research data which I shared earlier, it was found that 13% of regions for the failure of a product and solution is missed time. The timing was a mismatch. So MR data able to predict, the market research data able to predict when is the right time for your product and solution to launch, right? So that's how market research is again helping you here. Lose focus. So focus. That everybody talks about that, but where to focus, what to focus, that again comes from market research data feedback that, okay, these are the area where you have the highest number of opportunities and where they say, the build-up period is less. So of course that will become the area of focus. So then bad location. So the location also need to be analyzed. So market research will help you in analyzing those locational advantage, disadvantage is also right. Because, during our research process, we collect some of the data which pinpoints what are the a particular location or geography has an advantage, what are the advantage, and then what comes with the risk and what comes with the disadvantage tag. Now, investors, no investor interest, because many startups and tech firms fail to get the funding. So I already said that many of the investors, they said that not knowing the market or not knowing your business, not knowing your customers, not knowing your pain points, some of the reason why they don't invest, and even they invested, it doesn't bring the results. So I think market research will solve that problem also. No use of network. So yeah, in GTM, through market research, you will be able to find out, what are the partners to be built and aligned with. Failure to pivot. So if you are following a market intelligence very regularly, you can able to correct your mid path, or you can have a midterm correction depending on the market intelligence input. So these market intelligence come from a periodic market research exercise. So I think this slide speaks about how the market research is going to help you out in kind of mitigating the failure risk. And then some of the areas where we focus is, of course, big data analytics, AI, VR, AR, enterprise applications like ERP, CRM, SCM, social IoT, mobility automation. So you already from background, these areas very well. So I'm skipping it. So some of the business issues covered for which we do the market research. Of course, this is just for demonstration. This may not be a limiting boundary. We pick up many more issues for investigating and researching further. So these are like performance management, sustainability improvement, productivity enhancement, optimization, asset management, reliability. Nowadays, machine learning having much to do with reliability and efficiency, and predictive equipment operation analytics, predictive maintenance, uptime, enterprise efficiency, energy efficiency. Those they are very vertical. Then smart grids also, there are many solutions. There are many solutions are coming in water and utility management, waste management, sourcing optimization, vendor management. Okay, and then lean operation, Six Sigma, manufacturing execution planning, e-procurement, e-commerce, sales management, service management, channel development, customer service management. So some of these are the areas I'm just kind of bouncing to you. So section 2 is like quick. Many of you might be working on developing your new products and solutions. So it's like just a quick snapshot where the market is moving on. I know there are more deeper areas. I can have a separate webinar done or meetup done with you on a particular sector trend. But a couple of trends are written. So I mean the first one. By 2020, more than 30% of the tech vendors will not exist as we know them today. So, this is a big prediction. So, 30% of the known companies, tech companies who are right now in the market, they may not be existing another 5-6 years down the line. So that is the impact. So, that kind of innovation is happening. And if you see another I want to bring your attention towards this particular point. Big data is only getting started. 1% of all apps use cognitive services. By 2018, 50% will go towards utilizing the various big data applications. So what I'm saying, the big data journey is still in start. So what's happened by 2020, autonomous software agents outside of human control will participate in 5% of all economic transactions. This is the big thing. And, if you see in the next mobility prediction, it's a big prediction. By 2020, smart agents will facilitate 40% of mobile interactions. So, you know, app era is not going to totally wipe out, I'm saying, but it will be there, but it will be converted or embedded into agents. So that means you don't have to worry about the app functioning. It will the agent it is going to do for yourself. So I think the companies who are actually trying to build a solution and product across smart agents, I think they are sitting with a big opportunity. And then similarly, IoT, I pointed out, I mean, IoT, people are discussing this area. You know, so I think in nutshell, what I'm trying to say that every 2-3 years, the attractions are changing. So you need a continuous analysis relation to keep you updated about the traction of the particular market segment you are working right now, or you aspire to work for, or you want to get alerted on new opportunities. So these are some of the prediction and how you need to be aligned. So with this, I think I'm coming in towards my presentation. I am open towards the Q&A session, and if anyone have the Q&A questions, then please let me know. Type me here, or I'm given my mail ID also, sumant@startcsi.com. Yeah, Prasad, I think you pointed out your question towards the difference of opinion between the analyst as far as the market size data is concerned. Of course, I know that almost these analyst firms have convergence in opinion towards the future trends, but when it comes to the hardcore numbers, or even you know, the fastest trend in which this the particular technology is going to be, then there are going to be some difference of opinion. So difference of opinion is going to be very natural. Any field you see, even in doctors, they may not have the same opinion about the same disease and person patient is suffering with. In the layers have the different opinions. So it's very natural in the analyst world to having the difference of opinion, but as a practitioner, I mean, as a customer, how we should go about it. So many people, many big firms, they go about with all 3-4 top analyst data, and they run, because they run the big analyst relationship with them. So they put the clarification questions with each and every analyst. With Q&A, they might be explaining further how they arrive on the data, and then they might be pointing out the error with other firm also. And ultimately, there is the internal team might be going with their own logic, which data to be believed, based on the further explanation. So that's also happened, because if you are designing on a big product or solution based on the analyst numbers, so you could be thorough about it. You'll be running many Q&A with the analysts, how they arrive in the data side, and then you may not be worried about the big market data. You may be more worried about your segment, So it may be happening that for your segment, you may be needing some further customized kind of drill down. So if any error is there in the overall data, so that is going to be corrected and addressed in the customized market sizing, which is going to be run for your requirements. So I think that's one way you can address the differences between the analyst numbers. So, Manjur, I think I need to talk to you separately. I need to understand more about what you are trying to do with this 3D book. Okay, so I'm actually I'm not very clear with what project you are taking. So I think I'll circulate it, my mail ID. I'm again going to circulate here also. Mail ID. You can send some more detail about your product, and then I can reach you back. So any more question? Otherwise, we will hang it out, because now we have reached to our time limit also. So thank you. If any question, my email ID is so again, thank you for joining. Thanks for your time, and I look forward to talking to you again. Thanks for your interest.